I'm going to talk about occurring pattern. Let's look at weather warnings. There is no weather warnings. Let's look at pressure pattern starting from 8 p.m. So don't need to refresh. So 1028, 1034, 24, 1020 millibars, 1032 millibars of pressure. Let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m. So 1020, 1024 millibars of pressure. Let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m. April the 10th, 2026. So 1024 millibars of pressure. Let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m. April the 11th, 1028 millibars of pressure. Let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m. 1012, 1016, 1020, 1024 millibars of pressure. Let's go to precipitation pattern. So start from 2 p.m. There is nothing else. 5 p.m. There's nothing else. 8 p.m. There's nothing else. 11 p.m. There's nothing else. Let's go to 8 a.m. There is something. Line said, obey white temp origin. Hanover is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 11 a.m. There is something. So, via temp origin. Hanover, Collingwood, Dunby, Sotheby, Midland, is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall, rainfall. Hopefully, is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, including line set. So, is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 2 p.m. There is something. So, Wyatt Boy Elgin is going to get Thunder Beach. Milan Betty is going to get some 0.22.5 millimeters of rainfall. Salabay is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Collingwood, Georgia, Baptist. So Olula is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall, including lines at Obey. Hoops Bay is actually 2.5 millimeters. Line set is 6.25. So Mississauga, Brampton, downtown Toronto, Richmond Hill is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters rainfall. Skip Richmond, like so just North Bay, North York. So let's go to next hour, which is within Midland Solid Bay. So let's go to 5 p.m. Line said, Obey White Temple, Elgin, Hanover, Lingwood, Dunby, Solid Bay, Midland, Georgia, Beverly Isles. Mississauga, Brampton, downtown Toronto, Richmond Hill. Not Richmond Hill. It's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Belleville. So Burke going to get some 2.5 millimeters. Peterborough is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to Bombay. It's gonna get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to Alala. It's gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Perry 6125, Beverly has Georgia 0.25. Let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m. Coburg, Peterborough is gonna get some 0.25 but 2.5 millimeters. Belleville is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters. Oshawa is gonna get some heavier 6.25, light is 2.5 millimeters. Hooksway is 0.25, including Beverly is Betty, So let's go to next snark. Velocity light is 0.25 millimeters. IB is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. So let's go to next hour, which is 1 p.m., 11 p.m. Narc velocity heavy is 2.5 millimeters, light 0.25 Balvo is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour, it's 8 a.m. So Collingwood, Betty, Georgia, Beverly Isles, Ranton, that's orange one. That's orange one, Newmarket, Snowfall. Port it's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. So Mississauga, Brampton is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall except Mississauga. So downtown Toronto, heaviest 2.5, light is going to be 0.25. Scarborough, heaviest is going to be 2.5 millimeters of rainfall, light is 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. The coldest precipitation is 0.25 millimeters snowfall. Also, Uxbridge, Coburg, Narragansett, Varsity, Ogle, Hamilton. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. including Hanover. Hanover's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters snowfall. Let's go to 11 a.m. There is something so. Scarborough, Stoffel, Toronto, Uchihill, Market, Uxbridge. Those is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters as well, including Pachawacha, Bombay, Sanabi, Salabi, Midland. White included. So let's go to Peterborough. Peterborough is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall, 2.4 actually. So Coburg is going to Coburg, Belleville. Niagara Lake, parts of Niagara Falls City is going to Hamilton is going to get some 2.5 millimeters rainfall. Oakland, Sissaga is going to get some 6.25 millimeters rainfall, including Nice, Obey, Boyards, and Hanover. Hanover is going to get some 2.5 millimeters snowfall. Collingwood's 2.5 millimeters, Ottawa 2.5 millimeters, Beverly Hills, Georgia, Barry is gonna get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to Ottawa, it's gonna get some 2.5 millimeters snowfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 2 p.m. So, parts of Scarborough, Stoffel, Newmarket, Orangeville, Ontario, Richmond Hill is going to get some Uxbridge. It's going to get some 0.25 millimeters snowfall, including Oshawa, Hamilton, Oakville, Sissaga, Brampton, Orangeville, Coburg, Belleville, Niagara, Lake parts of Niagara Falls City is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to Georgia, Beverly Hills, Barrie is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of snowfall. Valhalla is going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall. Bombay, Standard Beach, Sudbury, Midland, Collingwood is good. Boyertown is going to get some 2.0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Hoopsby, Boyelton, Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to Peterborough. It's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of snowfall for. So let's go to next hour, which is 5 p.m. There is something. So, Stofoni Market or Uxbridge, Dosisuk, Beverly Hills, Georgia, Barrie, Alala, Palm Beach, Finland is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Hamilton, Oakville, Sissaga, Brampton, Toronto, Richmond, Scarborough, Oshawa, Coburg, Peterborough, Belleville, Niagara Falls City, Pacific. It's going to get some 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Niagara Falls City, 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. That's heaviest. The highest of rainfall is going to be 2.5 millimeters. So let's go to next hour, which is 8 p.m. So, Mississauga, Brampton, Toronto, Richmond Hill, Scarborough, Hamilton, Oakville, Niagara Lake, Niagara Falls, ignoring Niagara Falls City. Now, Coburg is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Heaviest to Niagara Falls City is 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Lightest the rainfall is going to be 0.25 as Niagara Falls City. So, let's go to next hour, which is 11 p.m. There is something. So Niagara Falls City is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to 8 a.m. There's nothing else. 11 a.m. There's nothing else. 2 p.m. There's nothing else. 5 p.m. There's nothing else. 8 p.m. There's nothing else. 11 p.m. There's nothing else. Let's go to 8 a.m. There's nothing else. 11 a.m. There is nothing else. 2 p.m. There is something. So Port Elgin's gonna get some 2.5 millimeters. Whiteton's gonna be 2.5 millimeters. Lineside Obey is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters snowfall, so Hanover is going to get some 0.25 millimeters snowfall. Collingwood, Bombay, Stanley, Salaby, Hamilton, Oakville, those are going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, including Orangeville. So let's go to next hour, which is 5 p.m. There is something. Lineshead, Obey, it's going to get Bombay, Stanley, it's going to get some 0.25 millimeters snowfall, including Orala. So Boyelton, Collingwood, Barrie, Georgia, Beverly Hills is going to get some 0.2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Salaby is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Midland is going to get some 12.5 millimeters of rainfall. So all of that's done. So Beverly Hills, Georgia is 2.5 millimeters. Oakville is going to get some 0.2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Mississauga, Brampton, Orangeville, Toronto, Richmond, Market, Scarborough, Stoffel, Belleville, Niagara, Niagara Falls City, Pacific. It's gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Oshawa is gonna get some lightest is 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Heaviest is 0.25 millimeters of rainfall, 2.5. Coburg is gonna get some 2.5, 0.25 millimeters snowfall mixed with 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. St. Peterborough is gonna get some 2.5 millimeters snowfall mostly. If it's an Niagara Falls City, it's 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Light is the rainfall. It's gonna be 0.25 is a Niagara Falls City. So let's look at Watertown. 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Hanover is gonna get 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to next hour, which is April 12th. So Watertown, Puyalton, Hanover, Sissaga, Brampton, Oriental, Downtown, Original, Newmarket, Scarborough, parts of Washar, Niagara Lake. Parts of Niagara Falls City is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. So let's do Coburg. Coburg, Peterborough, Oakville, those is Niagara Falls City. Those is going to get some also 0.25 millimeters, 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. 都已经说今年百分之是 very. So Bombay, Thunder Beach, Salabay is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Midland, 12.5 millimeters. Alala gonna get some 0.25 millimeters snowfall. Very bad. Georgia is gonna be 2.5 millimeters snowfall. So Coburg's going to get some 0.2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Belvoir 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next hour. Stouffville is gonna get some 0.25 millimeters of snowfall. Let's go to next hour, which is 117 hours. Coburg, Peterborough, Olala, Salaby, Midland is going to get some 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Including Niagara Falls City's heavy is 2.5 millimeters of rainfall. Light is 0.25 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to total precipitation, which is 8 p.m. So let's start. So 3 millimeters in Whitetown, Boyle, Elgin, 4 millimeters. Hanover is going to be 4 millimeters. Hollywood is going to be 2 millimeters. Newmarket, it's going to be 2 millimeters. Oshawa, 6 millimeters. 3 millimeters in Peterborough. Coburg, 3 millimeters. Belleville, 2 millimeters. Thunder Bay, 3 millimeters. Midland, 3 millimeters. Salaby, 2 millimeters. Bombay is going to get some. Bombay is going to get some. So Bombay is going to get some 18. No, it's going to be 10.5 millimeters of rainfall. Let's look at Uxbridge. Uxbridge is going to get some 1 millimeters of rainfall. 13.0%. Georgia is going to get some 0.7 millimeters, 1 millimeter in Beverly, ISO, so Belleville's 2 millimeters. Mississauga, Brampton is going to be 0.7 millimeters. Downtown Toronto, Richmond Hill is going to get some 0.3 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to Niagara Falls City. Heavy is going to be 3 millimeters. Light is going to be 0.2 millimeters. So Hope's Way is going to get some 6 millimeters. Line says going to get some 8 millimeters of rainfall, 9 millimeters. So let's go to next tower, which is Orange Hole, 0.6 millimeters of rainfall. Let's go to next tower, which is EPN, February 10th, tomorrow, April the 10th. So everywhere Niagara Falls, 10 millimeters. Hamilton, Oakville, 11 millimeters. Brampton, Mississauga, 11 millimeters. Downtown, 12 millimeters. Scarborough, 12 millimeters. Stouffville, 12 millimeters. Newmarket, Orangeville, 13 millimeters. Uxbridge, 13 millimeters. Oshawa, 10 millimeters. 11 millimeters. Peterborough, Coburg, 9 millimeters. Belleville, 8 millimeters. Georgia is going to be 12 millimeters. Belleville, 14 millimeters. Barrie is going to get some. So Barrie is going to get some 9 millimeters. Olala is going to get some. Olala is going to get some 4 millimeters of rainfall. Whitetown, 1 millimeters. Bombay, Thunder Beach, Salaby, Midland, 2 millimeters. Whitetown, 1 millimeters. Line says 0.3 millimeters. Hope's Way, 0.6 millimeters. Boyolton, 1 millimeters. Hanover is 2 millimeters. So let's go to next tower, which is April the 11th. There is nothing else. Then we correct by April the 10th properly. So let's go to April the 12th. So 4 millimeters in Whitetown, Boyolton, 3 millimeters. Hanover, 3 millimeters. Collingwood, 4 millimeters. Georgia, Beverly is Betty, 4 millimeters. Olala is going to get some 13 millimeters. Salaby is 13 millimeters. Bombay is going to get some 13 millimeters. Thunder is going to get some. So it's going to be 15, no, 14 millimeters in Salaby. Midland's 14 millimeters. Olala is going to get some 13 millimeters of rainfall. So that's Olala. So everyone acts for 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeters. Hamilton, 2 millimeters. Oakville is going to get some 6.25 millimeters of rainfall. That's actually wrong. So it's going to be 12 millimeters in Oakville. Yeah, it's actually 6 millimeters. So Sissaga 2 millimeters, Brampton 1 millimeter, Stouffville 1 millimeter, Scarborough 0.9 millimeters, Downtown 1 millimeters. Newmarket 2 millimeters, Orange this 1 millimeters, Uxbridge 3 millimeters, Oshawa 3 millimeters, Peterborough 7 millimeters, Coburg 4 millimeters, Belleville 8 millimeters. So Scarborough. Let's go to next hour. There is no next hour. Let's look at total snowfalls. Don't need to refresh. So 8 p.m. first hour, April the 9th. There is nothing else. Let's look at April the 10th. There is something. So Collingwood 4.9 centimeters, Whitehurst 0.3 centimeters, Bombay is gonna get some 0. No, it's gonna be 1.2 centimeters. Solid Bay is gonna Thunder Bay is gonna be 0.7. Solid Bay 0.7. Midland is gonna be 1.1 centimeters. Georgia 7.8 centimeters. Babylon is 7. No, it's going to be 7.5 centimeters. And Alpha Valley is going to get some 8.4, 8.3 centimeters. Newmarket only 2.5 centimeters to 1.2 in Scarborough. So Scarborough is going to be 1 centimeters. Downtown to 1.0.7 centimeters. Brampton 0.3 centimeters. Sasha 0.3 centimeters. Hooks 4.1 centimeters. Peterborough 0.4 centimeters. So let's go to next hour. Olala is going to get some. Olala is going to get some 3.7 centimeters. That's Olala. So while Port also gets nothing. So let's go to next hour. There is nothing else. Let's go to 8 p.m. April the 12th. There is something. White 0.2 centimeters. Collingwood 0.1 centimeters. Newmarket Orange Hill 0.1 centimeters and Orange Hill. So Snowfall 0.1 centimeters. Hooksville 0.2 centimeters. Peterborough 0.5 centimeters. Hope's Bay is gonna get some 1.2 centimeters. Lineside is gonna get some third lightest gray, which is 2.5 centimeters of snowfall, but actually 3.7 centimeters of snowfall. Actually, it's very close to 2.5, 2.7, 3.6 centimeters. So Alala is gonna be 0.3 centimeters. Bomb is 0.2 centimeters. Thunderbee is gonna be 1.53, 2 centimeters. So let's go to Coburg. 0. Whatever. There's nothing else. So Babylon is nothing. So let's look at air temperature pattern. So let's look at air temperature pattern starting from 3 p.m. So 9 degrees in Whitetown, Collingwood is 6 degrees, Boylston 6 degrees, Hanover is 9 degrees, 8 degrees, 9 degrees, Bombay is 5 degrees, Sotheby is 6 degrees, Thunder Bay is going to be 4 degrees, Georgia 3 degrees, Babylon is 4 degrees, Betty 5 degrees, Olala is going to get some, Olala is going to get some 5 degrees, so let's look at, oh, wrong. Everywhere now falls 8.5 degrees, Hamilton goes 2 degrees, Branta 2 degrees, Mississauga 2 degrees, Dr. 2 degrees, Scarborough 3 degrees, Snowfall 3 degrees, Newmarket Orange 4 degrees, Hooksville 3 degrees, Sasha 3 degrees, Peterborough 3 degrees, Coburg 1 degrees, Babel 4 degrees, Oakles 2 degrees. Let's go to next hour. Lineside OB is gonna get some 5 degrees, so let's go to next hour, which is 7 a.m. So White at 8 degrees, Collingwood 7 degrees, Lineshead OB is gonna get some 6 degrees, Royalton 6 degrees, Honda's 8 degrees, Honda was 8 degrees, Collingwood 7 degrees, Bombay 7 degrees, Sotheby 7 degrees, Midland 7 degrees, Thunder Beach 5 degrees, Georgia is going to be 5 degrees, Babylon is very 5 degrees, Alala 5 degrees. Everywhere in Arc Falls 6.5 degrees, Hamilton 6, Oakville 6 degrees, Brantford 5 degrees, Mississauga 5 degrees, Downtown 5 degrees, Scarborough 4.5 degrees, Snowfall 4 degrees, Newmarket Orange 4 degrees, Ipswich 4 degrees, Sasha 4 degrees, Peterborough 3 degrees, Coburg 3 degrees, Balboa 2 degrees, Oakville 6 degrees. So let's go to next hour, which is 3 p.m. So Whiten 12 degrees, Collingwood 13 degrees, Royalton 8 degrees, 10.5 degrees Sisson. Let's hope the Hanover. So Lineshead OB is gonna get some 11 degrees. So Bombay is gonna get some 10 degrees. Sotheby is 10 degrees. Thunderbee is gonna get some 6 degrees. Georgia is 12 degrees. Valley is gonna get some 14, 15 degrees. Babla is 15 degrees. Solala is gonna get some 12 degrees. Everywhere in Arcot 17 degrees. Hampton Oakles 12 degrees. Brampton 15 degrees. Mississauga 12 degrees. Toronto 12 degrees. Stowe 14 degrees. Scarborough 13 degrees. So let's look at Newmarket. Newmarket Orange is gonna get some 15 degrees. Hooksville 14 degrees. Sasha 10 degrees. Peterborough 12 degrees. Coburg 9 degrees. Belleville 14 degrees, so Oko's 12 degrees. The cold is whole Oko's 12 degrees. So let's go to next tower, which is 70, and it's gonna take a while. So line said OB is gonna get some 1 degrees white and 1 degrees boils in Hanover is 1 degrees Collingwood, 1 degrees Bombeys, and beats Saturday, Milan, and Lady Web. It's going 1 degrees and Louis Beverly. Jordania 2 degrees. Everywhere in Niagara Falls is gonna be 4 degrees. Hamilton Oracle is gonna be 4 degrees. So Sisaka is gonna be 2 degrees, Brampton 2 degrees, Stofa 1 degree, Scarborough 1.5 degrees, down to 2 degrees, Newmarket into 1 degrees, Uxbridge 1 degrees, Sasha 2 degrees, Peterborough 1 degrees, Coburg 2 degrees, Balboa 1 degrees. So let's go to next tower, which is look at two double check. There is no hours left. Cities left. Let's look at 3 p.m. There is something. Boyles in 5 degrees, Hanover is going to get some 7 degrees, Line said Obi is going to get some 6 degrees, Collingwood's 3 degrees, Salaway 5 degrees, Bombay is going to get some 6 degrees, Thunder Beach 1 degrees, Georgina 3 degrees, Bablas is 3 degrees, 2 degrees, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 3 degrees. So, Barry 4 degrees, Solid 7 degrees, everywhere in Niagara Falls 5 degrees, Hamilton, Oka 3 degrees, Brampton 5 degrees, it's like 4 degrees, Downtown 4 degrees. Scarborough 5 degrees, Stoffel 6 degrees, Newmarket Orange 5 degrees, Hooksville 3 degrees, Oshawa 6 degrees, Peterborough 6. Let's do it again. Peterborough is 3 degrees, Balboa, Coburg 4 degrees, Balboa 5 degrees. So let's go to next tower. Let's go to next tower, which is 7 a.m. So Boyles in 1 degrees, Hanover is gonna get some 0 degrees, or minus 1 degrees. Weight loss. Line said OB -1, Collingwood -1, Palm Beach -1, Thunder Beach 0 degrees, Midland -1 degrees, Georgina 1 degrees, Beverly is gonna get some -1 degrees, Barry -1 degrees, Alala -1 degrees. Everywhere Falls 1.5 degrees, Hamilton Ogle 3 degrees, Sissaga 1 degrees, 2 degrees. Brampton 1 degrees, Darton 2 degrees, Scarborough is coming 0 degrees, Stoffel -1 degrees, Newmarket, Orange -2 degrees, Hooksbridge -2, Oshawa 0 degrees, Peterborough -2 degrees, Coburg 1 degrees, Balboa 1 degrees, -1 degrees. So let's go to next tower, which is 3 p.m. So you're turning 8 degrees, Wales in 4 degrees, Hanover is gonna get some 6 degrees. Line said OB is gonna be 4 degrees, 5 degrees. Collingwood 5 degrees. Thunder Beach 1 degrees, Palm Beach 5 degrees, Sax 5 degrees, Thunder Beach, South Bay is gonna get some 4 degrees, Georgina is gonna get some 6 degrees, Babylon is gonna get some 9 degrees, 8 degrees. So it's gonna be 8 degrees possibly. So all of those 8 degrees. So everywhere in Niagara Falls 8.5 degrees, Hamilton, Oka 8 degrees, Brampton 11 degrees, Sissaga 11 degrees, Downtown to the 8 degrees, Scarborough 9 degrees, Stoffel 10 degrees, Newmarket, Orangeville 10 degrees, Orange was 9 degrees, 10 degrees, Sioux was 8 degrees, Oshawa 9 degrees, Peterborough 10 degrees, Coburg 6 degrees, Balboa 12 degrees. Let's go to next tower, which is Richard Hill. So let's go to 7 a.m. 8 a.m. actually. So Port Elgin, Hanover is coming 3 degrees, Line City, Old Bay 3 degrees, Collingwood 2 degrees, Bombay, Stanley Beach, South Bay 1 degrees. Mainland is gonna be 1 degree, Salala 2 degrees, Georgina 2 degrees, Bablas is Baddies 2 degrees. So let's go to next tower, which is not yet. So let's go to Newmarket, Orangeville 1 degrees, Uxbridge 1 degrees, everywhere in for 3 degrees, Hamilton Oracle 3 degrees, Saga 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 2 degrees, Downtown to 2 degrees, Brampton 1 degrees, Dover 1 degrees, Scarborough 1.5 degrees, Oshawa 2 degrees, Coburg 2 degrees, Peterborough 2 degrees, Babel 3 degrees, Local 3 degrees heavy. So between us 1.5 degrees. So let's go to the last 2 degrees. So Barry 2 degrees, Babylon's 2 degrees, Georgina 2 degrees, Barry 1.5 degrees, Washington 3 degrees. So let's go to next tower, which is 3 p.m. or for 2 p.m. actually. So Washington 4 degrees, Collingwood 5 degrees, Line said OB 2 degrees, Port Elgin 4 degrees, Hanover is gonna be 2 degrees. Everywhere in for 12 degrees, Hamilton Ocals 4 degrees, so for Ocals 4 degrees. That's the warmest. No, it's gonna be coldest. The warmest is gonna be 5 degrees. Mississauga 5 degrees. Brampton 5 degrees. Tofu 6 degrees. Scarborough 5 degrees. Toronto 4 degrees. Newmarket Orange 6 degrees. Zooksville 7 degrees. Sasha 7 degrees. Peterborough 8 degrees. Coburg 6 degrees. Balboa 10 degrees. So Georgina is gonna get some 6 degrees. Summer 5. Beverly Hills is 8 degrees. Betty's gonna be 8 degrees. Honolulu's gonna get some 7 degrees. So let's go to next tower. There is no next tower. So